Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dyson Sphere Program. So, many of you guys know I've been playing this game quite a bit lately since it released sometime in late January there. I've put in just about 90 hours into one save game so far in Dyson Sphere, and just as of yesterday, actually, we started in to the white matrices and the end game building of Dyson Sphere. So this is a really exciting moment for me. I have been waiting to get to this moment for a long while, so I just wanted to make a little bit of a video to sort of share with you guys how we are making our matrices, how we are handling the end game, and the plans that I have from here on out. So let's go ahead and load up on in so I can show you guys what we got going on here. So here we are, right in the core of the science. Iron! So we have all the colors going on: green, purple, yellow, red, blue. And then we've also got the universe matrices. Oh yes. We're actually, oh yeah, look at that, you can see the shell in the background there too. We're actually making the matrices at a pretty okay rate. The big bottleneck right now is actually the antimatter. That is a, yeah, the end game in Dyson Sphere is funny. Let me be the first to say that there. So, our big bottleneck on the universe matrices, which we are in fact making at a pretty good rate. You can see our tower is almost fully lit, so I'm actually thinking about revamping this and getting some more towers in here, because if we get more antimatter, we can make more universe matrices. But yeah, antimatter is actually a big pain to make. So to make antimatter, you need photons. Yes, photons. And you get photons from the sun. Yes, the sun right there. So we're making some. We're making some. When you make antimatter, you get hydrogen. Yay, hydrogen. It's what everybody needs more of in their factory. Am I right? Oh, you know what, guys? I might actually do. I'm gonna do something for hydrogen too. Okay, but yes, the photons, they come from the ray receivers. So this is a funny thing, and a lot of people will have noticed this about ray receivers right from the get-go, eh? This is also gonna be like, kind of like my review of Dyson Sphere 2. Just, what a game, guys, what a game. Anyways, we finally have switched our ray receivers to photon generation. That is how you do it. So, basically, this means our photons are no longer generating power for our power grid, which kind of sucks, actually, because you need that power. However, they are still putting load on the Dyson Sphere. Hey, by the way, if anybody wants a more in-depth explanation on ray receivers and the Dyson Sphere and how this all works, just, let me know. I'd be up for doing something like that. It's kind of a complicated system, but anywho, photon generation, it actually uses a lot more power, so we're using 62.5 megawatts from the Dyson Sphere itself, so we're putting that load on the Dyson Sphere. Our Dyson Sphere right now is 2.68 gigawatts, and so each photon ray receiver is pulling 62.5, whereas just a regular power generation ray receiver is only pulling 12, right? And that 12 goes into our power grid, whereas that 62 is actually used to produce the photon. So it's a weird transition to make, but really, really cool. So get this. I actually had this pointed out to me by somebody else too. So you take your photons and you make them into your antimatter there. So what I do actually is the first thing that happens to the antimatter is it gets made into these lovely fuel rods. These fuel rods are then taken over to these bad boys. So that's how we're making our power now, is these artificial stars. They're fueled by these photons, And you're actually able to make a lot of power like this. Like, this is a better way to make power than the ray receivers, right? You want to take those photons and burn these suckers, man. You can make great power like that. And then whatever's left over goes to our science, right? So the big hole up right now is basically making enough photons, you know? We need photons, and lots of photons. The biggest trouble with that is needing the space actually on our sphere to do it, right? So we've actually got a bit of space now, but you'll see as we turn more and more over, the strain is going to go up and up. So we can actually afford some photons now, but not very many. Photons are really hard to make, so you're going to need one beastly Dyson Sphere to you know, supply that demand. It is absolutely staggering. Thankfully, we've really started to up our efforts in this. So we're producing more and more photons every day. Yes. But yeah, look at that. I'll probably only be able to do a few more of these receivers, and then we're gonna be all topped out, you know. Yeah, it's gonna go fast. So you can see that we make 5 photons a minute per. And those guys are adding up. So once we get to that threshold, we're basically gonna have to stop and build the shell more. So that's another big transition we've made with starting this late game, end game stuff. Is we've moved fully away from our sail swarm. Our sail swarm is all but eradicated. Yeah, see, look at that. Look at how fast that's jumped, eh? Bloody remarkable. And yeah, so this is what we do with the ray receivers too, right? Just convert them all over to photon mode. And this way, we have all the photons exit, but we also leave room on the back so we can actually put grav lenses in there. Because you can still input gravitron lenses to up the efficiency of each ray receiver, which is kind of cool. It's sort of like, for you satisfactory players, it's kind of like the equivalent of overclocking a ray receiver by giving it a gravitron lens. Yeah, okay, there we are. See, that's the point we've hit. Look at that. Now we're over status on the Dyson Sphere, so we're losing photon efficiency, right? Look at that. See, that's no good. So we'll stop right there, and that's literally as many photons as we can make from our whole entire sphere. And look at that sucker, man. Look at it. A lot. So yeah, this is what we got going on now. So as you can see, we've got virtually no sails in orbit any longer. They are all just flying around into the sphere itself. But that's great because the sphere, the shell rather, it is generating a ton of power. And we don't have very much of it built, so by the looks of it, we're on track. We are on track to make like 3, 4, 5, 10, maybe even more than 10 times as much power with just this one layer. And then, I mean, technically, honestly, we could probably do more layers than that. Even still, like I don't know where the end game is gonna be on this star. Like I don't know how many layers of Dyson will add, but I guess we're gonna have to see how it goes. You can see all of our ships being launched there, sails getting shot over. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. See how close our one planet is to the Dyson Sphere. In fact, we should just go over there. It'll look cool. really cool. So we need the photons for basically the universe matrices, and we also need the photons to make ourselves more power too. So that's what the game's all about. Photons, photons, photons. And you can see this place, so we're making a bunch of titanium here, grabbing some iron and stuff like that. This place is super old school though. You can see it's still generating power. Man, we're gonna just have to grab a screenshot there, guys. It's still generating power via the ray receivers, which is something I might just keep up for simplicity's sake, honestly. We'll see how that goes. Got a good few guns up here. Got a couple on the other pole as well. Yeah, it looks great. Super up close with the sphere here. Love it. So at this point, we've all but completed the technology researches available. There is something coming with a new update here. I don't know what it is, but it's coming. So now we're just working on the infinity research. So at the end of all these chains, there's one research that you can just keep on repeating and repeating and repeating. Basically, it'll improve things about you and your factory unlimitedly with sort of a diminishing return, right? So, for instance, we're doing the research speed. So you get plus 60 hashes per lab extra for researching this. So every time I research that, more hashes, and you can just research that forever. So this is kind of the equivalent to, you know, Factorio's infinite research, or like I'm familiar with Satisfactory's resource sink, collecting the tickets for the golden nuts, that kind of an achievement thing, you know? So going forwards, I really want to complete that Dyson shell. In fact, I want to make a Dyson shell on a new star as well. I just want to experiment with the Dyson shell designs. So going forwards, we need to up the rate of construction. The rate of construction on that shell has been pretty darn good, but it could be better. So we're just going to be getting more of these vertical launching silos. We have them orbiting, or not orbiting, but covering this ring on our planet here. So we're just going to keep on filling it in. We got lots of room for more launching silos. What we really need is more rockets, so we're going to be building more and more rockets and more components to make more rockets. And the whole time we are going to need to continue satisfying our power demand, which we are going to do with the artificial suns down here, gathering more photons and such. So the whole cycle kind of rolls in on itself, where it's like, I need to make a bigger Dyson sphere to make more power, and I need to use more power to make the sphere faster, and it's just this constant balancing act is basically what we're doing now. So really cool, super awesome scale. The devs have been spoiling us with great updates, like the upgrade facilities feature works on belts too. You can actually do the same thing with delete, just hold shift for the coverall. And hey, you can even do downgrading. Just make sure you read right over here. Press your down arrow and boom, you're on downgrade mode. So yeah, that's where we are. Welcome to the end game. And make sure you guys keep on watching for more. If you ever have any questions about the game, the factory here, if you want me to make any kind of a video in particular, just let me know. Happy to do it. And hopefully soon we'll be having something to do with hydrogen here. All right, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and see you guys next time.